Hey, what's going on guys? Flickify here and welcome back to another career mode player review. Today we're going to be having a look at Paulo Dybala, a player that's been receiving a lot of attention lately on Ultimate Team. But of course he is a great career mode player, so I thought I would review him today. And if you guys do go on to enjoy this episode or want to see this series more often, let me know by leaving a like down below and also drop a comment on what other players you want me to review in later episodes. But with all that said, let's get into the review today. At the start of career mode, Dybala is a 77 rated striker, 20 years old, showing great potential and has an estimated value of 4.3 million. However, when you send Palermo an inquiry, they're going to say you have to fork over 18.5 million. He is a pretty high target for a lot of the bigger career mode teams, so they really fork over his price to a pretty high amount. We'll move on to his player information. He is left-footed, has the high-to-high work rates, only 2-star weak foot, and 4-star skill moves. And if we move on to his traits, he does have the finesse shot as well as the flair trait, and for specialties he does have the acrobat at the start. We'll move on to his attributes, and you can see already some in the dark green for those physical attributes: 90 acceleration, 90 agility, 82 sprint speed, and 85 balance. He also has pretty good dribbling and some clinical finishing from the start, but we'll jump ahead to what he looks like when he's 30 years old. Jumping forward a couple years, Dybala grows into a 92 rated player with a value of 70 million. That's a growth of 65.7 million from the start of career mode. That is just some insane growth, and I'm fairly sure that is the most growth I've experienced for any player that I've reviewed. So that's really just speaks for itself. He becomes an incredible player, and we can see that from his traits and from his attributes. He does manage to pick up a few specialties: the speedster, dribbler, distance shooter, free kick specialist, acrobat, which he already had at the start, clinical finisher, and complete forward. And then moving on to the attributes, just look at these guys, so many in the dark green. Of course, his physical attributes were already good at the start, but they just continue to grow, going up by about an average of +6, and then jumping ahead to the technical attributes, he goes on to have 96 ball control, 98 dribbling, some great free kicks. His long shots are incredible. Look at that curve, 98 curve, and then the finishing 96, heading accuracy, +38, growing into a 98. That was probably the biggest surprise of all the different attributes you can see here. Just 98 heading accuracy. Who would have expected that for this kind of player? But let's jump ahead to the goals and highlights, and I'll talk a little bit more about his pros and cons. Alright, jumping into the clips, Dybala has to fall into an elite class of players, judging from his attributes. They're just so good, so I had very high expectations for him right from the start. Jumping right into his pros, he does have some incredible speed, as highlighted from this clip right here. He's able to get around pretty much every defender in the game, and there's not much else you have to do. Just hold on to that right trigger and sprint by him. But if the pace is just not enough for you, he can also dribble around players. He does have 96 ball control and 98 dribbling, so the combo between pace and dribbling, it means he can get by pretty much anyone. He also has some great shooting, 97 long shots, 96 shot power, and 96 finishing. The shot power is no joke. That ball moves so quickly when it's in the air. His passing is also really good, so I would recommend utilizing him with a partner striker up front in order to best showcase that. Also, his set pieces are incredible. Free kicks, penos, whatever you want to do with him, put Dybala on the spot and he's probably going to score for you. Lastly, his skill moves are pretty useful. 4-star skill moves means he can utilize all the simple skill moves like the Berba spins, Ronaldo chop, etc, etc. Couple of cons for him: he does have 58 strength. His positioning is not the best. He tracks back because he has high work rates, so he ends up defending a lot. And then finally, he only has 2-star weak foot, so definitely utilize his left foot when shooting. Overall, I'm going to give him a 9.6 rating and then a value for price of 9.8. He was a really fun player to use, and I would recommend you guys pick him up for your own team. If you guys did enjoy this review today, do me a favor, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and until the next review, this has been Flickify. I'll be talking to y'all again soon. 15 years later, Odegaard reaches an overall rating of 80, and has an estimated value of 900,000. That's an increase of about 8.5 million. Has that special something status, which I was a bit surprised by, considering he's only an 80 rated player. And if we take